Yo, what up guys, Big 5D here, and this video is dedicated to those who are trying to beat the Sun Devil Necropolis at the highest level possible. Right at the bat, at the beginning of this video, I'll give a huge disclaimer that this is not a video that is intended to encourage you to push and begin to farm the Sun Devil at 25. The fact still remains, according to all the experts in the game, that farming the lower level of the Sun Devil is still the best strategy for your account. This only applies for those who are finally beginning to maybe get some 1-star ascensions on their artifacts, and now they see good stats that they would like to take to the maximum. But I have to state it at the beginning of this video that farming the earlier stages is still the best strategy for most players, even end game players. So if you do not know what I'm talking about, this chosen from the Aftershock United team did put together this analysis of the ascension cost and everything that you need to know and which stage you need to farm, and the ones in green are the ones you need to pay attention to. So I used to farm 16 because I felt like that was the best one, but 16 is still in green. It's still in green from the graph, but any stage at those levels you can beat, because some people might beat 12, some people might be able to beat even 11. You're totally fine. Some people even recommend you go as low as stage 7, because if you can see 7 and 8 are still in green over there, and 7 is the best one per energy cost according to the graph that shows right here. For newer players, you're best farming that stage 7 because it's still in green per energy cost. So that's the disclaimer at the beginning of this video before we begin to talk about end game content. So why would you need to farm it even at a higher level? Why would you even consider that? This is what I'm talking about. If you head over to your artifacts for your champions right here, so you've been farming it, the lesser ones, and right now you have all your champions at 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. Oh, I'm even covering it. You don't see what I'm showing. I'm talking about these my artifacts. Everything is at 1 star right now. Check out the boots, especially the boots. That's the first one you always want to go for, right? So my boots are at 1 star. I went for boots on all my speed champions, especially. See, 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. So let's say you now begin to get some good 1 stars. You've seen what you need to take to the highest level, 6 star, and this is how you need it to look like right now on your account. Your arbiter, 6 star. Your arbiter at this point should not be wearing a 1 star speed boot, 1 star ascended speed boots. That's what I'm saying. You found the boots speed. Some people might focus on damage dealers, talking about their AoE arena nukers. They want to get those attack and crit rate, crit damage, whatever the stats they will get on all their sets, not just the boots. So depending on what you're focused on, I'm not an arena platinum pusher. That's why you didn't see me focusing on my damage dealers for that priority. Well, I did try a little bit, but I got totally trash, so I stopped even trying to push for it. So I decided to focus on my speed boosters instead, because that speed at least is a higher chance of happening for me than trying for savage gear to ascend them. But if I farm that enough and I have enough ascensions, I'll try a lot of gear. So this is what I'm trying to achieve on my champions first of all, to get at least the ones that are currently giving me a 1 star speed, or giving me a good start that I need for ascension, taking it to max. So this speed has been taking it to max, and it has added 12 speed to my account rather than 2 or 4 speed wherever you are right now at 1 star or 2 stars. So that's the whole point of this video. If you've gotten those your 1 stars that you need to take to the max, head over. Let's see how we can begin to farm this high stage of this dungeon, which will give you those greater and superior items you need to take it to the full maximum. So now that I'm done with the disclaimer, so nobody comes and tells me 25 is not great to farm, the lower levels is great to farm. We know you just need to get this done for champions who you need to take to the maximum, and boom, that's the team that made it happen for me. I'm not here to give you a Duchess, CP, Rotos, and all those type of big nuka teams that can survive the big hit from this stage 25, or even talk about this team that does revive on death. What is her name? This champion, Mother Sibyl. I don't want to put a full 5-man team together for this dungeon. I just saw a 2-man team working, and the resources I used for this video, I have to shout it out before I even forget. The Elhades artifact extractor, the Elhades HH gaming network, videos also helped to show the exact build for this, and of course the chosen's explanation here of the cost analysis of where you need to farm and how many stats ranking you need to get this to the maximum. So this is the team that made it happen for me. I've already showed this team out when I talked about this particular champion, Walking Tomb Dreng, in a dedicated video yesterday. I know I've been doing a lot of videos about him, but I just have one more video and I'm done. I just had to put this one as a separate video because there are things I did not know would happen on this run, because I was farming this at level 16, and for me to climb all the way from 16 to 25 with this two-man team was not an easy grind. So that's something some people might not take into consideration when they're trying to build a 25 team. You don't just go from 16 to 25. You still find hurdles along the way, teams stages you cannot beat with that two-man team. But you can see right here for the timers of this battle, stage 20 is showing me a 9-minute run, while 21 is showing me a 5-minute run. Why do you think that is? 21 should be harder than 20, but it's because this champion's in negative affinity for stage 20. He's negative affinity, so he will not be landing his bonds a lot of the times when you're fighting against stage 20. So we'll test the battle and we'll show you the stats at the end of this video, but let me just explain a little bit some hurdles you might face along the way while trying to defeat this boss with this two-man team. You can bring in another champion who is of a right affinity. I guess any HP born champion will work, but I don't want to build two champions for these purposes. And why am I not using a ninja? Most people use a ninja paired with this champion, but I didn't use a ninja because my ninja is already stuck in my Hydra. He's dedicated Hydra and damage dealer, that I did not think it's right for him to now go change his masteries out, because the build for this champion stage, for this stand devil for ninja, means he will not be doing, what do you call this, small master or giant slayer or whatever. He's not be using those masteries. That's what it means for ninja to be in this, because if you use those masteries on him, especially with a landless set or something, he will be proccing the boss's sleep and he'll be waking up the boss faster than you need, and that will sometimes make you fail the run. So that's why most people don't add War Master or Giant Slayer on him, so it doesn't proc an extra hit when the boss is asleep, which is the only time you can do damage to this boss. If you don't know how this boss works, his stats and all that, basically check it out right here. But we're not here to talk about his stats. We're just interested in two-man team that can take him down. And yeah, we're not trying to resist everything he does. We're not trying to build high accuracy. The dedicated video of this champion that I did, Walking Tomb Dreng, talks about how he doesn't need accuracy. That's why he can build so much survival. But even if you can build all the survival in the world, this boss will still nuke your team down. That's why revive on death is important in this team. So don't think, why am I dying? Why am I? It's fine. You will die in this boss fight because of this feasting swarm, right? That's what it's called. This skill right here attacks all enemies. He ignores shield, he ignores block damage and unkillable buffs. He ignores everything. That's why most champions in raid will go down to this feasting swarm. Now, another thing to take note of, while I'm saying I'm negative affinity to stage 20, in stage 22, right, the first affinity one, 21, where is it? I think it's 21. Yes, he's the right affinity for stage 21, but there's something that happens that make me take too long on it. I'm trying to look for the team. 18. Why did I take so long on 18? I'm trying to remember it, but I know that on 19, on 20, the magic affinity, he is negative affinity. But on some other stages where he's the right affinity, yes, I remember now, my other champion will die. And I had to make some changes to make her alive, stay alive. So he is the one that is being the right affinity. He's not getting crit. That's what I mean. Godseeker can stay alive. But check out right here, first affinity stage. I'm looking for it again. That took too long. 18, that's why I countered it and I solved it. So on this stage where first affinity hits spirit, obviously what will happen, that's a positive, and he will get hit, and not for so much. So force will get a weak hit against spirit, right? Sometimes. So what does that mean? When that feasting swarm comes up, you expect him to die, everything to die. She will die, but he doesn't die, so she does not revive him. And what happens is the next time when the boss takes a turn, that's when he dies, because he's surviving on 1 HP or 5 HP or 10 HP, whatever. So when the boss, she revives herself, obviously, and then the boss takes his own turn again, that's when he goes down. So he's going down at the wrong time when the boss is not asleep. So that's what makes this 18 take so much time, because although force will be good to go against spirit, because I'll be hitting him hard and he will not be hitting me so hard, you need these two champions to die when the boss takes that feasting swarm. But at the later stages, higher stages of 22 and 25, you can see that's no longer a problem. Because what did I do to solve that problem? If you head over to this champion masteries, I had to reset his masteries to make it so that he will take so much damage, a little bit more damage than is necessary. He will be sucking some damage from her. So initially I had him in this mastery for offense. I had him one master and I tended into using the Hydra, right? But I had to change my mind because I intended to give him bulwark. So I heard this champion works without masteries. Yes, it does. He can work without masteries. But if you're trying to beat those earlier stages, 18, 19, 20, you might want to do it on manual so that she can use her revive at the right time and let him die, and so you don't fail the run. But this is what makes him take a little bit more damage off her, so he can die at the same time with her. So maybe I built him too tanky, and that's why he started surviving through the feasting swarm for level 18, but couldn't survive any longer. So those are the two tips I think most players will encounter while trying to build from 18, 16, 17, 18 all the way to 24, 25. So I hope that this little tip finds you well. And as for this champion, her masteries had to change also. I had to also change her masteries because initially I had her in the different masteries that worked in Hydra, but this time around she's no longer in that mastery that is great for the Hydra. I still will have one more way to go, but initially I had her coming this way. Improved parry. That's how she was in my account. But I discovered that this is a better, blast proof was a better one. Blast proof, the enemy or this boss does AoE damage on all his skills. So decreasing the damage received from AoE attacks by 5% is way better than decreasing only damage taken from crit rate, decreasing damage received by this champion by 8% when this champion is hit with a critical hit. It may sound like 8% is higher than 5%, but I found that coming this way was better than going this way. It just helped us survive a little bit longer. So of course I had my support like this, but initially I did not have support on her. I went towards offense 3. So me coming down to support gave me a little bit more HP right here and more healing, because she wasn't healing enough from going offense 3. So I went this way. So I guess she will no longer be viable for me in the Hydra because she doesn't have only way of doing damage in the Hydra, which was War Master, anymore. So how do I intend to complete my masteries? I'm thinking of going this way. I saw Sap from HH Gaming was talking about Elixir of Life, adding a little bit more HP for her to make sure that you're solid. But I feel like that would not be so useful in every other content. So I think like this one will still be the timely intervention, will still be the one I go with, because that will also be viable in other content like the Hydra or wherever else I decide to use that in the future. Something I also sacrificed for more HP for her is her accuracy. For my total stats, her accuracy is not looking nice anymore. If you can see her total stats, I lost out on all my accuracy that was required to at least decrease the duration of buffs that the Hydra heads might steal from me. So I had to sacrifice that accuracy for a little bit more HP. Now it's important to talk about speeds. They say you need to be 1 speed faster than the boss. So 266 is the recommended one I saw from Staff's video, but I went 267 because I was glyphing up things and taking things to higher levels, and I got a little bit more extra speed. But the important thing is when you are this speed, the boss speed is 270. Check out the Elhade's Rage Stages 2. It shows you all the stats of all these enemies, and I saw that the boss is 270. So even with this 267 speed for stage 25 is still not enough. He will go faster than me, that's for sure. But as long as you're within his range of speed, he doesn't lap you with 2 turns. That's the important part. He goes 1 turn, you go 1 turn. He goes 1 turn, you go 1 turn. That's how the exchange should be. So what about your nuker or your damage dealer who is walking Tomb Dreng? the speed that he is required to be is like 20, in range of 20 speed of your revive champion. So 267 right here, 247. I'm at 20 range, right? You can be at 19 or so. So, but I just had to match that range so that he doesn't fall behind and maybe doesn't use his skills at the right time, and everything becomes to be wonky and the run takes longer than is expected. This is a battle that you expect to run at night, not while you are awake. That's why you see me not fretting or not worried over a 6-minute run on a dungeon like this that is difficult. It's totally fine to run it all night and wake up to the morning to a bunch of lesser oil, greater oil, or even superior oils that you farm out. So they say that the chances of you getting greater oil at this stage is high, while the chances of you getting lesser oil at stage 25 is really low. If I refer back to that graph, you see that yes, it's still really true right here. At the bottom you can see the chances are higher over here of getting greater, but the chances of you getting lesser are low, very low, very low. That's why it's in red. So you get a lot of greater, you get a lot of superior, but you get less of lesser. But so that's why if you're looking for lesser, you need to go to lower stages to farm it. That does not mean you will not get lesser from this 25 stage. So if you farm it all overnight, spend 500 energy or 1000 energy, you will wake up to find yourself with some lessers, but not enough to go crazy and start leveling up a bunch of gear to find which is a nice one. That's why most people like to farm only the lesser ones, which is stage 7, yeah, stage 7 or stage 14, to get only lessers so that they can just go crazy and begin to rank up things in a high way. All right, I think I've given up enough tips that I learned while trying to push all the way. It's time for us to run the battle and see all the way to the end and see how this team actually works, because in the champion guide video for this champion, Walking Tomb Dreng, I did not run it all the way to the end, so you didn't get to see the full battle run. I think it's important to show that in a video like this dedicated to Walking Tomb Dreng. So I promise this is the last video I'm gonna do about him. You'll not see me showing him next in the other content like the nether spider, or no, this the frost spider, like some people were recommending in the comments. I'm not gonna do a dedicated video for that one. All right, let's run it. No special preset set because I had to turn it off. I turned off his A3. It's not required or recommended to use it. If I show you the presets, that's the only thing that is set. Nothing for her, just him. Not recommended that you use this. It won't make any difference. It's just gonna make him use his A1 less, and you want him using his A1. Another special thing that I forgot to mention is his mastery. I spoke about it in the dedicated video about him, but I went for, instead of damage sets, I went towards this mastery to increase the duration of his HP burn by 1 turn. So instead of 2-turn HP burn, which just disappears, you see him placing 3-turn HP burn sometimes. And for accuracy, I didn't add accuracy on this champion because well, he doesn't need accuracy from his stats, but blessing, this brimstone blessing does need accuracy, so I didn't think it was necessary to put accuracy on him just for brimstone. I saw also in the comment that somebody said for 6-star ascended Walking Tomb Dreng for the blessing for brimstone, you do not need accuracy. So I'm hoping maybe one day I get it. Doesn't say that anywhere in the write up though. It's just weird the way they say it. 100% chance of placing a guaranteed protected smite. I guess that's it. 60% chance of placing. I don't know if it's still, I know that all these other places do need accuracy. Brimstone now need accuracy. I don't know. It doesn't say in anywhere. That's the patch that was done, I guess, for Brimstone that made us now need accuracy to place it. So I thought it would apply all the way to Ascension 6, but I guess it doesn't. I also mentioned in the previous video that what's his name? Soul Reap wasn't the best for him for general content, I guess, but I might consider it because of the fear or something. I don't know. I'm still considering it. It does a percentage of the boss HP, just like HP burn will do, I guess. All right, let's run it down and see how it goes. If you have any questions about this build that I did not mention, that's why I went in great detail to see, make sure I don't miss out on anything. But if I did miss out on anything, feel free to comment and ask me. So that's how they die. And let's slow it down. So he did place 3-ton HP burn on the boss right there. And yeah, that's what you want to happen. So whenever the boss takes his own turn now, he also gets burnt. It doesn't matter if this champion wastes his HP burn. It doesn't, well, books is important on him. 4-turn cooldown will make it so long, but he just wasted it, no problem. Why? Because whenever he gets revived by this champion, he will get his skills reset, the cooldown of his skills. That's it right there. So that's something to note. You can see the resistance that happened right there was the brimstone that was supposed to land. Damn, if I had enough accuracy to land that brimstone, it will hit a lot harder and faster. But that's not important. I'm gonna run it all night, so it's not important whether brimstone is done. And even the slow speed has no much effect. I did resistance on this champion because I intend to use him in the Hydra, like I did yesterday before reset. But that's why I put resistance on him. It's not required for this particular boss. The slow speed debuff on you doesn't change anything about this run. He's not all of a sudden going to lap his healer or reviver or anything like that. All right, I think I'll just get off the screen and let it run all the way to the end. Hopefully it's a successful run and we'll see how it goes. I'll be right back, guys. All right, that's the end of the run right here, and we're successfully taking down this boss in 6 minutes and few seconds, like is the normal run time. HP burn being the only source of damage, we dying and reviving ourselves and continuously with the help of our awesome reviver right here, who has a passive and an active revive, bringing herself back to life when she's in the leader slot, as she has to do with this champion who does not need accuracy to land his. Damn, that's five big ones. We are lucky right here. So I'm just happy to be finally beating this. Remember, this video was all about those end game players who have who think it's time for them to get some artifacts to 6-star level of ascension instead of everything at 1-star. So you do not need to farm this if you're new to raid. You do not need to bother about this even if you're end game. This is more of for players who are trying to get prepared for the next big content that raid is gonna hit us with. If you don't start farming now, those new content will come up and your current max out gear will not be able to help you build those type of new content. I'm talking about the higher levels of Sun Devil Necropolis hard content, maybe a higher level of dragon or another clan boss. Whatever is coming will be bigger than what we already have in raid, and that's why they're bringing this content out right now for us to farm it and yeah, get artifacts ready and all that stuff. So make sure you get ready and farm it if you can, and yeah, hopefully you get all these your best artifact ascended for the right stats, so that when the next content drops, we'll be ready. I intend to farm it. Sometimes I intend to go back to stage 7 or stage 14 and farm that, because the lesser is still what I need for my account. I just wanted to finally get this done, because it was always at the back of my mind that I still cannot beat 25 of this boss that came out recently. I still could not do it, so I just wanted to come down here and put it on record that I did it with the help of all the resources that I used from the artifact extractor and all the videos and guides that have already been created by other content creators who came out with these exceptional teams that could make it happen. I just want to put it together, show you in great detail in a video of mine, and yeah, have it on record that I've done it, and it's now another feather to my cap, I guess. So that's Sun Devil Necropolis 25 done and dusted on my main account. Yeah, let me know what you think about it, and what team are you using to beat 25? Are you going with a 2-man team, or you have one of those full-fledged 5-man team that is just crazy and faster than 6 minutes? Don't forget to like and subscribe, ask any question in the comment below, and let me know. Hit me on the Discord if you need any help building your team also. Later, guys.